Okay, I love Pokemon, but it's too easy. So I built a team, leveled up to half the Nuzlocke level cap, and walked into the XY Pokémon League. But anyway, first up is Malva, who leads Pyro as I lead Nosepass, who survives with the Sturdy to hit with a Thunder Wave before going down. This both slows them down and has a chance to give me free turns, a chance which becomes ever more likely the longer the battle goes. And as I send out Mr. Mime to spam Protect and Substitute, it becomes apparent we're going to be here for a while. First I need to encore them into Hyper Voice, which goes through Substitute, but Mr. Mime is immune to. This allows me to heal off the damage from Substitute and set up 3 charms to lower Pyro's attack. This means that once they've ran out of Hyper Voice, their flamethrowers are dealing much more damage than their wild charges. This lets me further spam Protect and Substitute to stall them out of flamethrower. Thanks to leftovers and some luck with full paralysis, Mr. Mime survives this process, but now that they're out of Hyper Voice, my Gardevoir and Smeargle can also stall them with Protect and Substitute, so we're in no danger. But from here I can encore them into Noble Roar and then switch to a second Smeargle, who can set up Substitute and then set up with Nasty Plot. Noble Roar does go through Substitute, but it's fine as it only lowers my stats by 1. Once I get to +5 with this method, Pyro is running out of Noble Roar. This allows me to Baton Pass to Ampharos and Mega Evolve to become part Dragon type. At this point, Wild Charge is dealing hilariously trivial damage, allowing me to set up 2 agilities in an electric terrain, which allows me to one-shot Pyro with a Thunderbolt. Next up is Turkle, Chandelure, and Talonflame, who all face the same fate. But next up is Drazna, who leads Dragalge as I again lead Nosepass to paralyze with a Thunder Wave. But there's an issue. Dragalge learns no non-damaging moves, so instead I have to send out Mr. Mime to stall them out of Sludge Bomb PG. This lets Smeargle come in and bait a Dragon Pulse with Protect and Substitute, and I can of course encore them into that Dragon Pulse before going down. But that's fine because I happen to have a Gardevoir who's completely immune to Dragon Pulse. So with a few encores I can set up 6 Carmines and a Substitute, and then take the kill with 2 Moonblasts as Dragalge fails to break my Substitute with its pitiful attacks. Next up is Altaria, who insults me with a Moonblast as I fire off one of my own. But after that is Noivern, who I can't actually play around a crit from, but that doesn't happen, so they and a Dredagon, who I finally outspeed, fall to a Moonblast. What, did you think I was going to use Baton Pass? I'm way more honorable than that. Anyway, next up is Wikstrum, so it's time to use Baton Pass. But first, he leads Klefki, so I paralyze with Nosepass and then heal up to full with an Oran Berry because level 1. And then set up a Stealth Rock with Sturdy, stall them out of Flash Cannon, encore them into and stall them out of Torment, allowing me to set up a few Spikes, encore them into Spikes of their own, set up Nasty Plot and Substitute, and then Baton Pass to Ampharos to Mega Evolve and set up an Agility on Klefki's last turn of Encore. But they won't be using any Dazzling Gleams as I can fire off a Thunderbolt to kill. Next up is Probopass, who falls easily without Sturdy and Aegislash, who is the reason I needed 4 hazards as in shield form. They are just so bulky, but not bulky enough. Scizor also falls to a Thunderbolt, so I can move on. Last is Siebold, whose Clawitzer also only has attacking moves, but I need to be a bit flashy this time. This time, after paralyzing with a Thunder Wave, I need to send out Ampharos, Mega Evolve, and Protect. This means they can survive pretty much any attack from Clawitzer except Dragon Pulse. Now the XYAI is notoriously unreliable, but this is still the fastest and safest strategy. If it doesn't work, we can Protect and Substitute a little bit, but our Sacrificial Lamb ends up falling to a Dragon Pulse. This lets me send out Gardevoir, encore them into Dragon Pulse, and set up 6 Carmines in a Trick Room. This has 2 effects. 1, Clawitzer is now faster than me, but 2, after I one-shot with the Thunderbolt, I'm now faster than everyone else. Gyarados, Barbaracle, and Starmie all fall to a Thunderbolt, and I can move on thanks to the power of Encore. But if you want an encore of my videos, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll consider making more like them. But last is Diantha, who leads Hawlucha, who is a bit of a pain because they have the ability Limber. This means that they can't be paralyzed, so I can't just set up on them. So instead I hit with the Zoom Lens boosted Toxic before Nosepass falls. But next up is Ampharos, who thanks to all the EXP has gained a few levels. This means that thanks to the Toxic chip they can Mega Evolve, survive a hit thanks to being just stupid bulky, and fire off a Thunderbolt for the one-shot. Side note, I love the Mega Evolution Arm Wave thing, and the fact that they removed it in later generations is a crime. Next up is Aurorus, who is one of the easiest Pokemon to set up on in the franchise, in part due to just being really slow. slow. I can switch to Smeargle and then use Protect, Substitute, and Encore to completely stall them out of Blizzard and Thunder. This lets me set up 3 spikes and then switch to my other Smeargle as they simply flail around with Reflect and Light Screen. From here I can set up a Substitute and 3 Nasty Plots and then Baton Pass to Ampharos, set up a bunch of Agility and 2-shot Auroras as Light Screen goes down, though I'd Protect to stall if I crit through it. Next up is Tyrantrum who falls to a Dragon Pulse, as does Goodra and Gourgeist. The last is Mega Gardevoir, who is of course immune, amazing, and shiny, but not enough that they can survive a Thunderbolt. Well, that was fun. But anyway, I'm Lightheart, and always remember that doing the same thing over and over will result in you eating a +6 Thunderbolt from Mega Ampharos.